reincarnated. I'm just convinced of it.
I thought of a new term when we were making negotiations or trying to decide what to do, and that's bubble creep. Where people, sort of assume that, it happens at Carol Woods, I see it, where people assume, well, I'm okay and you're okay, and so you'll be part of our bubble, and they don't realize how eventually things can get very confused or go wrong.
Yeah, that's a good term. That's kind of what my sister and I talked about without the terminology. That was really good. I'm going to remember that one because that's kind of what I feel like we discussed. I know that, we've been safe. She assumes she's been safe, but it is. You don't know.
Yeah. So
Donna, did you see Ashlyn?
No, and we won't see her at Christmas either.
Okay.
She's in DC, and I was pretty sure I didn't think she would come for Thanksgiving, and I thought she might choose to come for Christmas, but she just feels it's, following the advice, it's just safer not to. So that's going to be, now that I think about it, the first Christmas that we've had without her.
Oh,
it's hard.
It's hard. I don't know if you know, I'm going to be a grandma again.
Wow, you got busy kids.
I'm loving this. I should have been a grandma a long time ago, but it's hard because I can't see them.
Yeah.
When's this one coming?
This one's coming. Oh boy, now I can't remember. March, I think. But I could be wrong. I can't remember. I don't worry about the dates until they start to happen. But yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah. I'm loving it.
Congratulations, Grandma. Get on those dates now. Come on, it's part of the job.
I know. Believe me, once they're born, then I get on the dates. But yeah, it's awesome. It is awesome. I did go up to see everybody at the end of October, beginning of November. My doctor said, if you're going to go, you go now. So I did do a very quick trip up. I got to say, Delta Airlines did a phenomenal job with their security and safety protocols. But I had to quarantine before and quarantine after. So, but I think it's going to be a while now because it's really bad up there in the Northland where the cold weather is set in. So it is spreading horribly bad.
So I have one coming in April.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, and talk about not being able to go over there. It's in Hong Kong.
I know.
And they don't let people like us in.
Well,
yeah.
We'll have to do a grandma Zoom, Kim.
I hear you.
Pictures.
Yeah. Thank God for WeChat.
I know. I know. I'm going to admit that sometimes I will scroll through all the Zoom windows so I can see everybody's faces because it is so nice to see people's faces again and people that we haven't seen in a long time. Yeah. Every once in a while I do just pin through. I can't be the only one that does that.
No,
just
you're not. You're
people.
Not. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to see people's faces. Lee Clark, I saw a picture of one of your paintings again the other day. Reminding me of how beautiful those are. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Thank you.
I was Zooming with a friend and your picture was in the background of her room.
Oh, how nice.
I know, I remember that picture.
Oh, thank you. It's good to see you.
Venerable Amo,
Yes.
this is Susie. I'm gonna send you something to put my kitty cat on the prayer list. I think she's going to
Geshe-la's
die
here.
very soon.
Oh, okay, sure.
Geshe-la's here.
Yeah, perception.
Good morning, Gashikali.
Oh, good morning. Sorry, a little late. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Good morning, Thomasy. Good morning, Nili.
Good morning, Geshe-la.
Oh, good morning, Bodhisattva Patrick. Good morning, Joanna.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Ramula.
Good morning, Geshe-la.
Good morning, Katrina. Good morning, Katrina.
Buenos dias.
Buenos días. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning, Geshe-la.
Good morning, Sandy. Good morning, Phillips.
Good morning.
Drinking coffee? Yes. All right. Oh, good morning, Annie Kelson. Oh, good morning, Chugila.
Good morning, Geshe-la.
Good morning, Elise. How are you?
Morning, Geshe-la. Doing well. Hope you are.
Chugila, are you feeling good?
I'm fine, Geshe-la. Thank you.
Yeah, when you get tired, then you can just relax. Okay. Oh, good morning, Susie. Good morning,
Good morning.
Alexander, Sandra.
Dilek.
Good morning, Geshe-la.
Good morning, Helen.
Good morning, Geshe-la.
Good morning, Kim.
Morning,
Good morning,
Geshe-la.
Pati. Pandit Ji. Good morning.
Good morning, Geshe-la.
Good morning, David.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Lee, Douglas.
Good morning, Geshe-la.
Good morning, Royden. How are you?
Morning, Geshe-la. Doing good.
Good morning, William.
Morning.
Good morning, Jill.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Francisca. Oh, yeah.
Morning.
Jill, how's Marinda? Marinda's good.
Yeah, she got some new medicine that's really helping, and she's everything. She still has the same problem, but she's doing a little bit better. Thank you for asking.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So, Yeah, Lamula. So maybe so sorry. Today I'm talking from my bedroom. So there's something happening in the kitchen. So that's why you don't see the altar.
Okay, let's start with the Shakyamuni Buddha's mantra 3 times.
Oh yeah.
Eyata mone mahamunaye soha. Eyata mune mahamunaye soha. Eyata mune mahamunaye soha. Now, Medicine Buddha's verse of praise and mantra. Say the mantra 7 times. Bhagawan with equal compassion for all, whose name, when merely heard, dispels the suffering of the lower realms, dispel of disease and the 3 poisons, I prostrate to Medicine Buddha, lapis lazuli.
That's good. So Medicine Buddha here. That's, maybe we do know if you are familiar with the practice. I think it's good to do with like with some kind of visualizations. Medicine Buddha. Like either you are doing like sadhana or like mantra, so you can do some visualization, simple visualization, simple visualization. Ramasi is too high or too low screen. I thought you are looking up.
Perfect.
Oh, perfect. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it's good, Geshe-la.
That's good to hear. There's some perfection here. Rangi chivo Sanjay Menje las. Rangi chivo means Rangi chivo this Ramula.
Yes.
Yeah, 1 second. So let's talk about visualization. Of course, so that any practice that we do, this like is based on Mayana practice. So, and then as Kenzo Rinpoche mentioned last Sunday, like Tongdan la Chawani, Toma means at the beginning, Tama means end. There's two important Chawa means activities, 2 important activities. In the beginning, one activity that's very critical. What is that? There's motivations, okay? And the end, there's another activity that's very important. What is that? There's like dedications. We dedicate. So any practice that include reciting mantra, maybe reading a spiritual book or doing meditations, or helping others, helping center, helping other people. So basically motivations. Is like it's like the banner that you raise every morning. That you raise this banner called what's called Tarjim is not just banner, huge banner of bodhicitta, altruistic attitude, compassion, loving kindness, all of that. No positive motivation. So with or similar like the sailing boat. What you had this huge fabric. What do you call
Sail.
The fabric called sail. Yeah, same like raising sail, raising the sail, because your life is like boat, made out of knowledge, reflections, then integrations. So this is the boat that's made out of like knowledge, reflections, integrations. So in order to move this boat, in order to sail this, in order to how you say sail this boat, so you need to raise the sail. You call it sail? Yeah, raise the sail. So that sail is like similar as like motivations. Okay, motivations. So any practice we do to move this boat beyond ocean of complication that we live in, what we call samsara. Always feel like there's something's missing. Always feel like there's something's missing. How you say, some kind of dissatisfaction is always there. Some kind of dissatisfaction is always there. If you ever wonder what is that, that is like that boat. This boat needs to go beyond these oceans. Long as this boat remains in the oceans, there will be no 100% satisfactions. You know, like I say, few like pleasure or happiness, what we call like here, there. You know, so like it's very interesting. Actually, it's very interesting. Like yeah, it's all boils down. It's all boils down on our mind. It's all boils down on our mind, our attitude, our perceptions. It all boils down on that. See, like when you are having strong headache, what's called what you call migraine headache. So of course, then there's very obvious like discomfort within the physical body that you're experiencing. Then that's having like impact on your life. So maybe a few hours. So then after that, you whatever you do, like exercise, do acupuncture, or take medicines, whatever you do, or like pressing the point, so critical point of the body. So then we do different things. The goal is to overcome from the headache, which is not really comfortable physically, and that physical discomfort contribute to the mental discomfort that has negative impact on our life. So then that's why we do all so many different things, you know, to take medication, maybe put some liquid here, there, trying to get rid of the headache. It's pretty much same. It's like seeking moksha. It's same like so to overcome from samsara. So then eventually that headache you will overcome from this headache. So your head is going to be healed. So then you kind of experiencing this pleasant kind of relief. You're experiencing this kind of relief. But that this is what we call relief. But there's temporary break from this headache. But we don't have the same experience before we get headache, but there's no headache. But that freedom from headache is not always been enjoyed. Not always been enjoyed. There's like before headache, there's freedom from headache. After headache, there's freedom from headache. But they're both is same. It's both same. So we experience differently. We appreciate differently. maybe you're experiencing something, it's not just that knowledge that you have, that it's not just like recognitions that you are having headache. So anyways, I was kind of wondering like how come that we are not able to experience a freedom of headache before headache? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. After headache, that you are free from headache. It's the same thing. It's not different. The same thing. Is it possible to maybe enjoy before you get headache that you don't have headache? Am I making any sense? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So every happiness or pleasure that we experience is like, that's why it's called temporary. It's temporary. It's just temporary. It's just so I was wondering, even though it's temporary, so why we don't experience the same way before we get headache? It's the same thing. The same thing. Am I making any sense? Oh. Well, I'm so great. No, I don't have headache now. I'm so great. I don't have headache because I know how that feel when you have headache. How they feel, but we don't have this awareness all the time. We don't have awareness, this awareness all the time. Maybe similar way, like, oh, I'm so glad that I can see, I can hear. But so easy to say, oh, don't take it for granted, but you have to have some realizations. You have to have some It's just saying is not that good enough. Just saying, it doesn't help. If you have realization, it will help. That's called integration. Integrations that you're, how is it, integration or simulations? Which one's a better choice of word?
I think integration is good.
Yeah, integrations. So, so yeah, realizations that, so bottom line here, what I'm trying to say is like every day there's so many things to be grateful, to be life either with complaining all the time, then you kind of lose how to be grateful, People there who cannot walk because they don't have leg. Someone who cannot, they have no ability to see anything. Can you imagine that? If you're in that position, how you're going to enjoy life? Can you imagine that? Not criticizing, but that somebody who cannot hear. It can be. So like the bottom line is how to be grateful every day, how to be grateful. No, don't need to look too far, just look like that you have, just look. And like ability to see, ability to think, ability to hear, that's very good. That's very good. Ability to think. So easy to create something positive, so easy to engage into positive deed by saying something, some sacred word, or reciting sutra, saying something nice verbally, thinking something wonderful mentally, listening something meaningful, reading something meaningful. That's why this life is the best this is the important best to grow your appreciations or that to feel grateful every day. So that's why you wake up with this large cell of altruistic attitude or compassion, loving kindness, bodhicitta. That's how life should start every day. That's how every practice should start. That's the one activity at the beginning that's important. So then at the end, then you dedicate it for the well-being of all living beings, So, that brings happiness. So here, medicine Buddha practice, every practice, that's what I'm sorry, has been said before we recite the prayer. Every practice means every positive deed that we are going to engage, So must begin with altruistic attitude, altruistic attitude, what is called motivation or intention, positive intention. So everything is driven by intentions. We don't do anything without intentions, pretty much. Out of 100%, 99% we do based on our intentions, So maybe 1%, then maybe sometimes not being aware. But so that's why in the beginnings, the one activity that's quite important. What is that? Motivation. So bodhicitta, altruistic attitude, or compassion. So same here, reciting medicine Buddha mantra. If you do that with positive motivations, so positive motivation is very critical to set up. Oh, my friend. Then rangi chivo sanjay menchila rangi chivo rang your chivo crown sanjay menchila medicine Buddha. Oh. Kundo ngumbos. Dark blue color. Chai Chokjin, right hand, supreme giving hand gestures. Looks like this. Left hand, meditative hand gestures. Resting on the lap like this. Charye, this is like this. Right hand is like this and holding a medicinal plant called arura, like this. Left hand meditative hand gestures looks like this, and it's resting on the lap. And holding a bowl. So that bowl is filled with the amrita or nectar. So this particular amrita is called medicinal amrita or nectar. So then you can visualize that on your crown, and then visualize on relative friend who are sick physically, mentally. So then you can visualize all of them. Okay. So then while you're reciting medicine Buddha mantra, the nectar flows from the balls through your crown chakras then purify all the sicknesses, the obstacle, all the sicknesses, all the sicknesses and like obstacles that all the problems related to mind, all the problems related to the physical body completely purify. Completely purify. So then that's how you recite the mantra. Okay, so then there's visualization. It's quite easy. It's not that difficult. Quite easy. Okay. Oh. Yeah. So that with that visualization, then we say the mantra and with the positive motivations. Okay. Yeah.
Bhagawan with equal compassion, whose name when merely heard dispels the suffering of the lower realms, disease and the three poisons. I prostrate to medicine Buddha, lapis lazuli.
Oh, yeah.
How many times, Yeshua?
Oh, I think the you decide. You decide. Chanting master decide.
So let's do this 7 times out.
Very good.
Do 14, well, 13 to ourselves, and the final one we'll say out loud together.
Oh, very good.
Eyata om bekan.
Oh, mom bekanze.
Eyata om.
Om bekanze, mom bekanze, ronda samokade. Ta om bekanze, mom
Samugate soha.
na om bekanze, mom bekanze,
Samugate soha.
na om bekanze, mom bekanze,
Samugate soha. Eyata om. Soha. Eyata om. Soha. Deyata om bekonze bekonze ada samagate so. Now continue with the 4 mishpos.
So then when we're reciting the 4 immeasurable prayers, then think about first line, think about the loving kindness, okay? Especially nowadays, it's critical. Very, very important mental quality to have. So good news that you can be kind. It's not like, oh, it's impossible to be kind. No, not true. It's not true. It's not true. You can be kind. When you become kinder, you have become happier. Oh, do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. Even if you can't do for all mother sentient beings, just do it for yourself. Be kind. People like to be around with a kind person. So people don't like to be around the people who are always negative. When you become negative, that creates negative energies that impacts other people's life in a negative way. So they ask yourself question, why you do that? Why you do that? For what? For your happiness? Probably you are not going to be happy being negative. nobody being happy in negative in the past. Probably nobody going to be happy in the present time being negative. Nobody going to be happy being negative in the future. It will not happen. Don't say I cannot be kind. That's not true, because you possess Buddha nature. You possess Buddha nature. So your action and you is don't think is inseparable. There's a big mistake. There's ignorance. There's ignorance. Far as actions be concerned, you can purify. You can purify without trying. Without trying, like you don't have to go to Peru. You don't have to go to all the way to Peru to try what it called ayahuasca purification practice. Physically, it's kind of painful too. You don't have to go all the way to Peru. You can open up. As when you open up, so things comes up. Same thing, like things comes up when you do ayahuasca, like plant-based treatment. Something you drink, then things comes up. Maybe this plant has some impact. I'm not sure. In Buddhism, we open up voluntarily, deliberately. We don't hide. We open up. Not by fear or force. Deliberately, we open up. We address. We open up. What we call purification practice. That's what it is. That's what purification practice is about, opening up. So then purify. Somebody who killed 999 human beings, can you imagine that? That person has chance to liberate. Very dislike. How in the world that you are thinking you have no chance? That's ignorance. That's mistaken. That's mistaken mind. That's mistaken concept. That's ignorance. Don't ever think that you are not going to get enlightened. That's ignorance. Don't ever think that I cannot develop bodhicitta. That's ignorance. I'm sorry. Sorry, I forgot what I'm trying to say. Okay, the four immeasurables. Okay, four immeasurables. Oh, being kind is a good thing. It's not just religious business. It's good things. It brings you happiness. If that's what you want, be kind. Don't be rude. Don't be disrespectful. It brings suffering. It brings more complications, more problems. So that needs to be understood very clearly. It's not just based on the religious belief. It's based on the fact. Oh, don't say I can't be kind. That's ignorance. Don't say that. That's ignorance. It's not good. It's not good things to say, first of all. Second is incorrect. It's mistake. It's called ignorance. I don't know how to be kind. Oh, there's three ways you can be kind. You can do kind. Verbally, physically, mentally. We have only this called three doors. There's only three things. There's good things comes, there's bad things comes. There's only three doors. It's not that hard being kind. When you go to store, like saying nice word, that's not difficult. Oh, your hair looks good. What it costs for you, it doesn't cost free. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you anything. It makes people happy. You lose great. What it costs, it doesn't cost you anything. If it costs you like thousands of dollars, you need to think twice. That's quite expensive. Doesn't cost anything. When you cheer up someone else, it cheers up your mind. Then you become happier. When you become happy, people around you, there will be ripple of positive impact. You become calmer, become more calm physically, mentally, more calm. That has ripple of impact on other people when they be around with you. So that you become automatically become more calm. You know? I don't know how to be kind. Oh, physically, verbally, mentally. There's 3 ways you can become kind. So when you recite the first line, you think about, you meditate, or meditate means you think. If you don't think, then it's not meditations. The minute you start to think, then there's meditations. When you recite for immeasurable, if you can first line, if you can think about loving kindness, importance of loving kindness. Just ask who doesn't like loving kindness? Who doesn't like? Who doesn't like loving kindness? Just point one person who doesn't like loving kindness. Even animal who has no educations, no knowledge, if you be kind to them, oh, they become close to you. Someone who cannot read, who cannot understand any language, doesn't have religions, doesn't have culture, traditions, oh, they become close to you. Look at the dog. It's quite amazing. Look at the dog. There's many stories out there. Look at the dog. In my monastery, we have one dog, so it looks like Lhasa tribe, Apso dog. One particular monk in our house really take very good care of the dog. The dog knows. They have no knowledge, no education, no degree, no culture, no tradition. So that's what I'm saying. Don't say I cannot be kind. No, that's not true. Not true. Don't say I don't remember anything good things. Not true. That dog in the monastery, according to our traditions, when you go to somebody's house, you take out your shoes outside. You leave your shoes outside. It's like a form of respect. The dog comes, snip every flip-flop that's been outside the door. Snip every flip-flop. If that monk is inside, the dog can sense through flip-flop sniffing. The dog will sit outside very comfortably, taking nap there. If she did not smell that monk's flip-flop, she'll go look for him. That very dog, when he left the monastery, refused to eat maybe like more than 4 or 5 days. They feel, not human, they feel, animal, they feel. They feel the kindness and love deeply touched by some human beings. Even the dog remember. See, if that's the case, being kind, you can touch animals' heart. We can definitely touch human heart. Human, we think, we respond, or based on what we receive, we respond on that. We should be better than animals. If animals can do that, we must be better than them. Otherwise, life is no different than animal. The same thing. When you get hungry, you eat. When you get thirsty, you drink. They do the same thing. When you get hot, they go to somewhere shade. It just pull the leg, they dip in. We do the same thing. What is different? There's no difference. They give birth, they raise their children, they look for food. If this is all about life, that's not much different than animal than human. That's no different. Then why you call this precious human life? So first line, please meditate on loving kindness. It's critical mental quality that we need. Desperately in difficult times, we need more than ever difficult times. Second line, then you meditate on compassion. Meditate on compassion. So don't judge, please don't judge. Somebody's begging on the street, don't judge. If you can give something, give. Don't judge. You never know. Or you never know their story, you never know. You never know their stories. When you see people like underprivileged people, the best things to do for your own the sake of your own happiness, show compassion. Develop the will or desire to help them. Help them. That's compassion. Whenever you witness somebody going through physical problem, mental problems, like people begging on the street, the best response is to develop desire or will to alleviate them from the problems. That's called compassion. Not that difficult. I mean, verbally, it's not that difficult to understand what is compassion. Compassion is a desire or will, sincere desire or will, that's coming deep down from your heart to help them to alleviate from the suffering they go through. We can do physically, mentally, verbally. Second line, then meditate on compassion. So otherwise, in the collecting so many knowledge here, learning, all the time, learning, talking, nothing goes inside here. This well is totally empty. There's nothing to give. There's nothing. In the first place, there's nothing. That's what is called interrogations. Otherwise, no interrogations. And it's just between lip and here. It is not going to change. When you start to integrate, so then change takes place. So then your perceptions, when you see your perception change, your perception is something positive. It's not your perception. It's not judgmental things. It's perceptions. Second line, meditate on compassions. Then third line, joy. Gawa. Of course. If you meditate on loving kindness, compassion, how that you don't generate joy? That's the best way to generate joy or fill your heart with joy. That's how you can fill your heart with joy, meditating on loving kindness and compassion. Then for immeasurable prayer itself is very simple. It's only 4 lines. You can do productive meditation on those 4 lines. Just say, meditate. When you come out of that meditation, your perception is different, change. What is important? What is the most important thing in my life? Happiness. How to achieve that? Be kind. Be compassionate, be loving. Be kind, be compassionate. That's the way to fill your heart with joy. Don't become judgmental. Nothing can. So that's exactly how you take the most out of this precious human life. That's exactly how you take the most out of this precious human life by being kind, more compassionate, more loving. Then when you leave this earth, people feel so sad because there's such a wonderful person. Physically, the same thing. You only have 2 eyes, 2 ears. It's not like you all of a sudden you become, your ear like multiplies like in the 6 years. There's no how you become different. No. Because you've been kind. Look at the Mother Teresa. Oh my. It's like symbol of compassion. You can see in her face, even though it's all wrinkle. These people know exactly how to get the most out of this precious human life. They know exactly. Oh, cherishing other. What you can expect from those people? Nothing. They have no power. They have no money. They're just laying down the street. They have no education. Something that you get from them, serving them, there's no price tag. So these people know exactly how to being kind. So now you realize what Shantideva said. Sanjay Buddhahood, Buddha, enlightened beings, or Sanjay intimate world. What basically Shantideva said is like, for your happiness, the Buddhahood does huge things. Your happiness, your Buddhahood, your happiness, equally dependent on living beings and enlightened beings, equally depend. Shantideva was wondering why you show so much respect for the enlightened being, not to the living being. Shantideva does not understand. Now you realize, being kind, you need somebody else to be kind. You can't just be kind to tree. Tree has no, some people say tree has life, but I'm not sure like what kind of life. See, without other, there will be no loving kindness, there will be no compassion. You cannot be kind. Without other, there will be zero happiness, there will be no happiness. We try all kinds of ways to become more independent. I'm not going to depend on my neighbor, I'm not going to depend on others. You cannot survive. That's a fact. You cannot survive. Even this digital era, you are heavily dependent on, even though you don't contact people, you're staying home, but without service of others, you get nothing. Even this 21st century, there's so much technological, so much has been developed, but still you are heavily dependent on service of others. Without others, there'll be nothing. That's what it's all about. Bodhicitta is all about recalling the kindness that you receive from others and paying them back. How? Be kind. Be kind. So then the third line, of course, so it's like gawa, joy. Of course, if you meditate every day, loving kindness, compassion, then your heart is going to fill with joy. That's the result. Okay, so just want to share that with you. It doesn't have to be very, very complicated. Meditation doesn't have to be very, very complicated. One, it can be simple, it can be simplified, so then of course the meditation on emptiness, it can be simple, cannot be simplified. It is difficult subject. You can't say, oh, it's very easy. That's wrong. It's not easy. That emptiness needs to be learned. What is emptiness? You need to educate yourself. First, understand the emptiness through knowledge, reading, listening, understand emptiness through thinking, what you read, what you hear, thinking. Then emptiness, the best way is to understand understanding of emptiness through integrations. Integrations, that means really meditating. Oh. Certain things that the meditation that doesn't have to be complicated. One doesn't have, it can be very simple. And, then yeah, that's how we take essence out of this precious human life. Just when you wake up, just decide I'm going to be kind. Seek up my own happiness. If you cannot think of living beings, happiness of living beings, seek up your own happiness, seek up your own health. Then at least seek up your family. It has to start from somewhere. You can start from all the way from like Nepal. So you're like this, people around you. That's where you start. Then you spread. Don't say, oh, I'm tired of being around with the same person for the last 20 years. That kind of minimize developing bodhicitta. So much, unfortunately, so much emphasis in our life is on artificial level. From friendship to relationship, everything. What do you say in English? Done that, been there, done that, been there, done that. It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same story all over again. Mentally, maybe was going to be different. Maybe grass is also here green too. Don't say the grass is green over there all the time. Because you need to see your own grass too. This here also looks pretty good too. So you need to understand that. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, sometimes it's good to focus on what you have rather than what you don't have. So anyway, so then meditation on 4 immeasurable. Okay, so first line, meditation on loving kindness. Second line, meditation on compassion. Third line, the meditation on joy of doing meditation or thinking about compassion, loving kindness. Oh, that's the way to fill your heart with joy. You can't fill your heart with joy being negative, being unkind, unloving, rude, disrespectful, being judgmental, critical. That's ignorance. That's wrong way. That's wrong way. Ignorance. Yeah, so now said the 4 immeasurable. So then when you think about, then it becomes beautiful meditations. Okay. So,
May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering, the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering.
Oh, yeah, very good.
May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies.
Oh, yeah, very good. So now the what next, Kamala? Mani mantra?
Yes, the Mani and Tara mantras.
All right. So then please, while you recite the Mani mantra, then think about that your as understanding of compassions. So this particular mantra, Mani mantra, mantra of our Lokita Sharava Forum Cherisik, is to help you to develop Mahakaruna, compassion. Okay? Then every thought that destroyed compassions will be eliminated syllable by syllable by this, like sacred mantra of compassions. Okay, so then when you recite that, don't just mumble the word, You don't have to say thousands or thousands of them. Of course, saying the large quantity of mantra will help, but so with the reflections, meaning of the mantra, saying few is far more powerful than saying thousands of them without my thinking. So that doesn't mean I'm not trying to discourage people to say the large quantity of mantra. Of course, you could say large quantity of mantra. So with some kind of reflections, okay. So because compassion is desperately needed nowadays, particularly nowadays. Generally speaking, we need compassion. So compassion heals. So we need compassion, regardless if we believe in something, not believe in something. As a human, we need compassion. So when you recite the Mani mantra, then just think about compassion, then understanding of compassion immensely grow, experience of compassion will grow, increase like kind of like it's almost like fire, like the compassion, like Xiaodan Mei or Chamjin Mei, Chamjin Mei, loving love, kindness, compassion, all of that is it's like fire, the fire that's kind of burn, anger, hatred, jealousy, judgmental mind, all of them kind of like burn into the ashes, power. So think about that. So then after that, Domasi, so if you excuse me today, so maybe in the class 1 hour, so then maybe after this we'll in the class, okay? So then, because you've been bombarded with information last few weeks, try to observe, okay? Just talking all the time, no one help, okay? Oh yeah, so then recite the Mani mantra, so then yeah, we'll in the class today, okay? Based on importance of loving kindness, compassion.
Not veiled by any fault, white in color, who said a perfect Buddha crowns in light, gazing compassionate, all beings. To you, Chenrezig, all sing, I prostrate.
Mm.
So let's say seven of these out loud, and then we'll say the rest of them all on the last one we'll say together.
Okay, so then after that, Hamala, you can just continue Green Tara mantra, okay?
I'm sorry?
After the Mani mantra, you can continue the prayer. You can say the Green Tara mantra, okay?
Oh, Green Tara. Oh,
After that, please continue.
okay.
Mm.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Om
Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Tade liberates from cyclic existence. Tutade liberates from the 8 fears. Tude liberates from all sickness. I prostrate to the liberator, Mother Tara. Say 7 of these. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 Now the dedication verses.
Oh, yes, very good.
May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain a notion of happiness and joy by virtue of our merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may these never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may we too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Now the long life prayers. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. The one who mastered speech at a very young age, the one with great patience who received the name Avatare, the one with great precision who spared the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa in bliss and void, Lama, ornament of the yellow hat tradition, please remain until samsara ends. You uphold the subduer's moral way, who serves the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjunath's victorious doctrine, masterfully accomplished magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels, Savior of myself and others, your disciples, please live long. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 Om Tare Tu Re Soha.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. Wonderful. Thank you. So all of you have a wonderful Sunday, rest of the Sunday. So maybe see you next Wednesday. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thank you.
Thank you, Lama La.
Gracias,
Thank you.
Geshe-la.
Thank you.
Good Sunday.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
very much.
Oh, yeah. Oh.